All right, everybody, welcome. My name is Jessica Waybright, and I, along with Holland Hardy, Jessica Krischels, and Lincoln Draper, are co-owners of Remark Print Workshop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we're delighted to have you here today for our virtual opening reception of Re-Emergence, Explorations in Printmaking and Photography. Every year in the summer, we have a show of photo-based printmaking as well as alternative photography. And we have people from all over the world submit work, and we're just delighted to have you all here. This is going to be just a real casual event. I'll go through a slideshow of the pieces, and if you see your piece or you have anything you'd like to say about any of the work, go ahead and unmute yourself and share with us. We'll just go through the slides, and if anybody has any questions, if the artists are here and want to answer questions, we'll do that. And if you all I have emailed you all to invite you to do an artist talk, which is also a virtual event. If you want to do a longer talk about your work, you're more than welcome to join us for that. And I'll follow up with another email later to invite you again. So let's get started. Lexi, I think you're here. Do you want to say a little bit about your piece?
Yeah, it's kind of inspired by both the desert landscape and also the ocean. And yeah, it's an etching and a Polaroid emulsion lift. Polaroid is kind of the image in the center, I guess. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Matthew here. Just don't know if you want me to say a few words about this piece. So I'm based in the west of Ireland. This piece, Bankside Mudlark, is taken, well, the original picture was taken in London. It's one of the rare occasions where I had an image in my head when I saw it, and that's what I created in camera, basically, and then created a plate and made the polymer photogravure print from it. It's very much has influences from the likes of Whistler and Alvin Langdon Coburn, and their approaches to the scenery of London. That's about it, really. Yeah. So this is the second of my two pieces, which I was delighted to get two into the exhibition. This is Liquid Skyscraper. February 3 years ago, I was in New York. Short notice. Something was cancelled, and within 3 days, I was in New York. And it'd been 20 years since I'd been to Manhattan, and so it changed dramatically in the 20 years. So this is reflections in one of the many glass and steel skyscrapers that now litter Manhattan. I just loved the form of the water. I spent a lot of time in the park by the ponds, and so this kind of was a reflection of the time I was spending in Central Park, away from the chaos of the city.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. For those who've just joined, we're just having a real casual chat. If you see your piece come up, or if you'd like to comment on any of the pieces that come up, feel free to unmute yourself and do so. Hi, Claudia, do you want to speak?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. This is a cyanotype print that was photographed in my studio from flowers in my garden. I started this series actually when COVID hit, and I've been continuing it. This is on a Japanese Sekishu paper. It's beautiful paper, so. And this is also part of the series from this year.
And you're going to do a talk for us, right?
Yes.
Great. So if you guys want to learn more, please join us for Claudia's talk on is it the 18th? I don't have it in front of me, I'm sorry.
I think it is the 18th.
I'll look it up before we leave.
No, it's the 13th.
The 13th. All right, the 13th. Great. Keep an eye out.
Interesting.
Ooh. Beryl, you're here. Would you like to speak about your piece a little bit?
Yeah, it's called Autobio 50s Bomb. And it's sort of autobiographical. There's a picture of me in my little 50s dress and my fancy shoes. And I grew up in a time when we were all frightened of the bomb. And the beach balls are really sheen collated onto the photo etch. And the circle in front of my face is a little bit, if you're familiar with the work of the photographer John Baldessari, he sometimes does that. And then there's me peeking around again, and most everything was arranged on a Dan Weldon plate and exposed with UV light. And as I said, and then there's the sheen collé beach balls that I turned into the bombs. In the upper left-hand corner is a photograph of a few of my relatives, sort of scribbled. And I added a lot of things. The original image was composed on Photoshop, and then I had my film positive to work with. It was exposed, as I said, on UV light, rather primitive setup, but it worked out okay. And I don't know, any other questions? That's it. It's about 9 by 12 in size.
Thank you, Beryl. It's a wonderful piece.
Thanks.
So if you're just joining us, we have just having a casual look at all of the pieces in the show. And if you want to speak up about your piece or anyone else's, feel free to.
Hello.
Hi there. Hi, Robin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. Will you tell us a little bit about your piece?
Of course. I just want to first thank Remark Newgrounds so much for putting on this exhibition. And I'm thrilled to have work included. I'm not a trained printmaker. I'm a photographer by training. So photopolymer gravure is been a labor of love for many years, and I really feel like I'm just now figuring out how to make a good print. I really admire printmakers so much. I love printmaking processes. I love the materiality of printmaking processes. And with this work in particular, this is from the series Being in the Land, which is a landscape project I've been working on for a couple of years. And for me, what photography and printmaking in this case does really well is gives me a way to materialize more ephemeral or invisible aspects of landscape, the things you feel, how landscape affects you. For me, I get real specific in that I'm really interested in geological histories, the intersection between geological histories and biological histories within an ecology. So for me, the form in these pieces is really an evocation of all these sort of immaterial things that sort of flit by you and you can't hold on to. So I love photopolymer gravure because it's inky, it's sensuous. I'm sure you guys know, the folks who make prints and who see prints in galleries, seeing the print, it's really dimensional. It has a dimensional quality to it. The ink, you can sort of feel the ink in a way that, you know, if you make an archival pigment print of this, it just doesn't work for me. So I love this process. I'm very much a student of this process. And once again, thank you so much for including this work. I'm thrilled to have it included.
Well, we're thrilled you submitted it.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here today.
Yeah, oh, by the way, thank you so much for holding this. I'm talking to you from Kentucky, so otherwise I would never have the opportunity to see the work and have conversation with some of the folks in the show. So I really appreciate you guys still holding the virtual openings.
Yeah, it's been such delight to be able to do them. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll keep doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As long as people keep coming, we'll keep having them. So.
Mm. Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Hi, Terry, we can. Go ahead.
Oh, like Robin, I'm so excited that, first of all, that I found you and could enter the show, but I love what you're doing. And I love the fact that you're a print shop. I wish I didn't live so far away. But it's really a pleasure and an honor to be part of this group. This work looks wonderful. This piece is an interesting, it's the start of an interesting project. This was, of course, during the bad COVID last summer. And I took a lot of pictures. I did a lot of walking and took a lot of photos of just the things around. And I noticed the street, the pavement and the crosswalks. I was drawn to them and the patterns that they created because they were cracking up due to age and whatever. So it was sort of a black and white idea that was just staring at me. And I began to think about it. There were so many correlations between my walks and the COVID and what you see and what you do and what's keeping you from doing things and what's disintegrating and what's coming together. But anyway, the background of these images are photographs of that, and they are, I treated them with a solar plate and then printed on one on top of each other until I got a pattern that I liked. And then I went through my fragments that I have so many of, I think all printmakers do. And I started putting them together and trying to get the feeling across of what was happening, excuse me, with community and with nature, and how we were so closed to it all, but yet open to it all in a new way. So it's an exciting process. I have a lot in this series and I'm very excited about it.
Well, thank you so much, Terry, and we're delighted to have you in the show as well.
Thanks.
Hi. Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
Yes,
I'm in
I
a-
hear you.
Okay. I'm in a hotel room in Paris where I just finished an artist residency in France. And there's no air conditioning, so I have to have the window open, but there's a lot of street noise. So anyway, let me know if it gets too bad and I'll close my window. But
once, like the other artist said, I'm super excited to be in this exhibit, in this show, and I particularly am really love the way it was curated. The work is just so strong, and it's just great company to be in. So thank you for that, and thank you to the other artists. I do want to talk about this piece because this work came out of, it was basically an artistic response to the conflicts in Iraq and Syria. And most significantly, the ISIS-led genocide against the Yazidi population in Iraq and Syria. So I live in the Napa Valley, where it's extremely beautiful and kind of a bucolic landscape. And I'd see these images on the news, and it was just so overwhelming. You know, I had so much empathy and was really distressed, but I didn't know what I could do. So my response is to make art. And I'm mostly a painter, but I do a lot of printmaking. So this, I took images out of the news of the destruction, and also images of chandeliers, which are often a theme or a motif in my work, and combine them with 3 separate solar plates. So I was trying to create from a distance the idea of an overall form of a chandelier, but have the center really be the show the devastation, so that it really was speaking to looking below the surface of what we see in headlines, etc. And I also wanted to have it be about light, to really offer a lot of hope, or not a lot of hope, but offer some hope to the situation. And it's the timing is excellent, because the 7th anniversary of the genocide is on August 3rd. So it's been great for me to send this out and promote it on social media to help bring awareness to the Yazidis who are still, you know, living in displacement camps, and for most of them unable to return home to their homes. So thank you, and that's all.
Thank you, Nancy. You guys make it easy for us to make a beautiful show, because we get just stunning, stunning things entered. So thanks to you. I just have a few shots of our gallery space. This is the front entrance looking into the show, to one of the rooms. The show's in both of our gallery spaces. So this is our smaller space, which used to be called the Blue Room, but is no longer blue. So we don't have a new name for it. It's kind of the blue room still, even though it's not blue. And this is looking in the corner into both rooms. And so this piece on the wall here above the plant is in the show, as well as, and you can see into both galleries. And this is the larger gallery, the main gallery. And here's the formerly known as Blue Room, one corner. So that's it. I want to thank everybody, and I will send an email around about the artist talks. And if anybody wants to give one who hasn't emailed me, I know I have some emails that I haven't responded to, but I would love to have anybody who wants to give an artist talk to do one. So let me know and we'll be in touch. Does anyone have any questions for any of the artists or have anything else you'd like to say?
Just want to reiterate what Nancy and Robin and others have said. Big thank you for selecting 2 of my pieces. It's my first year of actually exhibiting in the US. Well, it was October last year, so it's within the year, at a gallery in Escondido in California. And that led to me getting a 2-person exhibition in that gallery, which finished about a month ago. And then I had I was in an exhibition up in Carmel at the Center for Photographic Arts, and now you're the 3rd gallery. So I'm just over the moon. It's like, especially with everything else that's been going on the last couple of years, I would have loved to have made at least one of the exhibitions, but that's just life, unfortunately. But it's lovely that the work's made it there. Thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. And, we are happy to entertain show proposals at any time. We're happy to show people from out of state or out of the country. And we're happy to also hang work that's unframed. So it's a lot cheaper for shipping. Happy to do that. And if we have each of our gallery spaces, we can do separate shows in as well. So if anybody wants to consider proposing a show for us, we'd love to chat. So let us know.
Should say the framing looks wonderful as well. You've done a really great job with it. Thank you.
All right.
Yes,
Anybody
thanks a
else?
lot from Santa Fe.
I would like to say, number one, thank you for including me this year in the show. And also, it's a very powerful group of pieces that you put together. It's really beautiful. And you always put up beautiful shows, but this one is really special. So thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, everyone. Finally, I got the video up. Myself here in Santa Fe. Okay.
Thanks, Beryl.
Get the show and have the Zoom.
Yeah.
Right.